What's up, y'all? We're going to do a full video series on this one, but I did want to hit you with this quick video on the shared belief. They're running that out at Del Mar this evening, or this afternoon rather, depending on where you are. It's going to be about around 8:30, 8:45 Eastern. It's about 5:30, 5:45 Pacific. That's out in Del Mar, 1 mile on the dirt, 3-year-olds. Now, we're going to have Improbable coming back here, Kentucky Derby contender. He's had a rough track after the Derby and the Preakness, second the Arkansas, second in the Rebel, but he's back in a race that he's going to look pretty probable, but it's not going to be a shoe-in for him. Not much competition in this one. We had 2 scratches, 7-cent scratch. We had a stubborn scratch, the number 4. So we are down to 4 horses running in the shared belief. The number 1 street class at 20-1, Ruben Fuentes is riding him. He had a win in his last race at a mile 139. Not too impressive on that time, but he did get the win. Before that, mile and 136, he was third by 3. So he's going to be back out here. He's probably going to be stalking this pace. Pace I expect to be set by King Jack. Now, street class is out of street sense. Mother's father's Birdstone, so decent breeding with this one. We'll see if he's going to be able to have enough to get with these other couple of horses here. Now, we got number 3, King Jack. All right. I like King Jack. Mike Smith's riding him. Ironically enough, he was riding Improbable. He got off of Improbable, the even money favorite, to ride King Jack. So that means something. Mike Smith chose to ride King Jack. King Jack's out of Jimmy Creed, who's a distorted humor horse. His mother's father is Tappet. I like this horse. He's looking strong. He's probably going to take the lead, probably a pretty fast pace. He may even go up to 45 seconds, maybe even more than that to open up. But he's not afraid to go fast. He's got 2 wins in his career, so he's 2 for 2, undefeated. A 7-furlong win in 122 and change, a 6-furlong win in 110. So he's a good-looking horse there. King Jack, number 3. Now, number 5, we've got Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan's being ridden by Abel Cedillo. Abel Cedillo has ridden him before, didn't ride him recently because his jockey got off of him to ride Improbable, who Mike Smith got off of to ride King Jack. So Lieutenant Dan, the number 5, 4-1. These odds are not going to hold up with these scratches. We'll see what it ends up as. He's not a bad horse. He closes really well, closes really strong in his last 6 races. He got his win his last time out at 7 furlongs. But he doesn't have the same jockey. Cedillo's riding him now instead of Van Dyke. I don't know, that may be actually better for Lieutenant Dan. It may be an upgrade over Van Dyke. But anyway, Cedillo's riding him. I expect him to be stalking that pace as well. And I expect riding off the pace, we're going to have Improbable. Improbable, even money favorite, ridden by Drayton Van Dyke, going to be riding off the pace. They got blinkers on him for this race. Now, he's a good horse out of City Zip, mother's father's AP Indy. He just faced a lot of trouble his last few races because he's run against some really tough horses. 6th in the Preakness, 5th in the Kentucky Derby, 2nd in the Arkansas Derby, 2nd in the Rebel. Before that, he had a couple of good wins in the Los Alamitos and in the Street Sense. Lost that Rebel by a neck to Long Range Toddy. Lost the Arkansas Derby to 1 length to Omaha Beach, lost the Kentucky Derby by 3 to Maximum Security, and then lost the Preakness by 3 to War of Will. So he's faced some tough horses, beaten by Tacitus twice in those runs. So he's not facing any of those horses now. You know, he's however going to have to face King Jack, who Mike Smith prefers. So in this race, I'm going to go with King Jack for the win. I think he's going to open up, have a big win in this one. Probably going to see him again in the Pennsylvania Derby, maybe in the Jockey Club Gold Cup, try to get himself a spot in that Breeders' Cup Classic. But King Jack looks really good. I expect him to go away with this one. Improbable, I think he'll be coming off the pace. I like him coming off the pace. It's going to be tough between him and Lieutenant Dan. I think Lieutenant Dan's going to run a good race. He's probably going to be a little bit closer to that pace. So if he doesn't get tired, Lieutenant Dan's got a chance to run second. But I do think, however, that Improbable will run second. These guys generally don't make the wrong call when they're switching off of a horse they were winning on to go to another horse in these races, even though it is Drayden Van Dyke. So we'll see. I'm going to go with Drayden Van Dyke in second on Improbable. I'm going to watch that one. May play him in some exotics in a little bit different way because I think Lieutenant Dan can run in there for third. Street class, don't really know what he's going to have for him. I think he's probably going to get a bit left behind. I think he's probably a lock to run fourth. Not going to be a super in this race with 4 horses. I don't even know if they're going to offer a try still. That exacta is probably going to be chalk. King Jack with Improbable. May want to play him on top with Lieutenant Dan. It's not going to be a lot of money, I think, on King Jack as a winner, but we'll see what the odds shake up to be. Going to want to watch those odds as we come into the race. So thanks for watching. I'll see you after the race.